What about depression, which seems to be the root of many other?
Depression?
Yeah. How
Yeah.
about healing depression in particular?
Yes, you can do
Advice?
that. You can work with depression. And depression comes about by people who don't like themselves. And that comes from fear. They feel inadequate. They feel there's no way out. Nothing's going to work for them. You know, everything's awful. What happens is that negativity begins to shut down their world. Their world is all these choices they have. And pretty soon, there isn't anything in their world other than their misery. All the rest of the world has gone. They're focused entirely on their pain and their misery. That's depression. And it just doesn't help somebody that's depressed to say, well, no, look around you. There's people that love you. You know, there's opportunities. All you have to get is just get up and go live. It's fun. And they will say, you don't understand. That doesn't help to do that. It makes them feel worse because you've now, not only are they miserable, but you know, they're also fools. They're refusing to look at the positive. Well, it's because they don't deserve the positive. They don't feel like there could be anything positive for them. That's how bad they feel about themselves. What you can do, physically what you can do, is talk with them and not try to talk them out of anything or into anything. Just engage them in conversation and try to open up that door just a little bit more to allow certain things in, something obvious about somebody who does care about them. And they all know they don't really care, you know, and you can say, well, yeah, I just talked to them, and here's what they said to me. And you can maybe open that door crack, and if you can pry that door open sometimes, that's what a counselor does, you know, if this is talking to them, tries to pry that door open and move it back and give them a bigger picture with something positive in it. And sometimes that works. Most of the time, that's not too successful. What you can do with your mind is do that mind connect that we were talking about. You can connect with your mind and you can start to talk with them. And the things you tell them are the things that counter the idea that they're worthless and that life sucks and that everything's horrible. And the way you counter that is by things like, I really like you. You know, you're a really neat person. Remember that time that we went fishing? That was really a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. I wish we could do that again sometime. Here's a big hug, you know. I care for you. I love you. It's that kind of thing. And you feed that in without any idea of what they should do about it or anything else. That will lighten them up. They'll feel better when they get that. And if you keep that up, they'll keep feeling better. If 4 or 5 people do that, particularly people they know, they'll feel even better quicker. That's the way you have to deal with depression. It's much better than physically talking and trying to convince them that the world isn't as bad as they think. That's a hard one to do. They're convinced of it. They've talked themselves into that view. It's hard to talk them out. But if you go in and give them positive reinforcement, that will work better than anything else. You are worthwhile. I sure would miss you. You know, depressed people are contemplating suicide all the time. Whether they actually would do anything or not is a different thing, but they think about it. They're real depressed, they just want to end it. It's so painful, they want to get out. So, you know, I would really miss you. You're a neat person. I thought maybe, you know, next month we could maybe do this together. Remember, your favorite team used to be such and such. Maybe we go see a ball game. I'd like that. And if you just keep that kind of positive stuff up, they will start to feel a little better.
Just to clarify, I mean, all of this is not just conversation, but it's also remote healing. I mean, what if somebody is 10,000 kilometers away?
Yes, it makes no difference.
Still do this just
absolutely,
mentally,
absolutely. Distance is no factor at all. Doesn't matter where they are. You don't need a picture. You don't need a lock of their hair. You know, you don't need a biological.
I'm in luck.
Yeah, you don't need you don't need any of that stuff. All you need is your intent. Just your intent. Distance is irrelevant. This is now you're working in consciousness space, not in physical space. Has nothing to do with the physical universe. They could be in a galaxy far, far away, like in Star Wars, and it will work just the same. There is no distance. This physical space is computed in a computer. Remember, it's a dot with 3 orthogonal unit vectors. That's space. It doesn't exist. It's not real space. It's just computed space.
No, it's just reacting to the fact that you said you talked to them, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm contrasting what you do with your intent versus what you can do like a counselor would do. The idea is to get them to feel something positive. Well, a counselor's stuck with trying to convince them there is something positive in the world. That's harder than if you just love them and talk to them very positively, give them respect, and don't say anything negative, like, boy, you've really worked yourself into a corner here, haven't you? You know, that's not going to be helpful. You know, that's not going to be helpful. Don't say anything that could be construed in any way to be negative about them. Everything you say is construed to be positive about them. And get as many other people to contribute to that as possible, and they will begin to lighten up. Take the source of their depression. What is the source? Oh, you know, if they're teenagers, probably because their girlfriend or boyfriend jilted them, right? Some kind of thing like that. If they're sick, maybe it's because they've been sick so long. And you can start working on the health issue too. Whatever it is, maybe they're just depressed because. Well, if you have some idea of what it is, you can particularly work on that and try to turn that more positive. So that's how you deal with it. It doesn't always work. Sometimes people are so committed to their depression that you can't pull them out of it. But most of the time it does work. It lightens them up. Even if it doesn't cure them, it backs them away from that precipice that they hang out in misery.